This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And just a small little video that I wanted to put out. And this is the cheapest way for you to play LEGO Dimensions. So if you've seen the game that I've been playing of LEGO Dimensions, and either want to play the bare minimum of it and just be able to play through the campaign, or want to try and 100% it, I'm going to go through the cheapest way for you to be able to do that. And with that, I'm going to be looking at, as I said, the cheapest ways. So you're going to be getting basically none of the figures and none of the builds. If you go with this method, you could get some of them if you can find them for cheap, but it's extremely unlikely. And if you wanted to go for only the cheapest way possible, it is basically impossible for you to go and get all of these in this way, but this is basically the way for you to basically 100% it, unlock all worlds, and be able to go and complete all of the different quests with a 100% completion in the game. So with it, I'm going to go through first how to get them. And the first thing is, you could either get the game on of current consoles, since I'm assuming you do not want to be playing this on the Wii U. No matter if you have the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, or Xbox Series X. Of course, you have to have the ones that have a disc in them. So if you have only the digital versions of the Xbox Series X or PS5, you will not be able to play this game, since it can only be played through disc. So if you don't have it, you need to have an older generation console, either a PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, or an Xbox One. And that will be the only way you'll be able to play this game. But if you're like me and you have either a PS5 with the disc slot, or if you have an Xbox Series X with the disc slot, both consoles are backwards compatible, so you'll be able to get the game for that console. But do not buy the toy pad or the starter pack if you want the full starter pack, because it's probably the cheapest way to get it. And that's the one thing where you get everything with it. Do not buy the PS4 or Xbox One starter pack. With it, I would recommend buying the Wii U starter pack, actually, for the PS4 version, because that toy pad works separately on all Wii and PlayStation products. And you could buy the Xbox 360 version for the Xbox Series X. And I'm pretty sure it's backwards compatible all the way to the 360 and PS3. Although I am not sure how much the PS3 version goes for. I think the Wii U is the cheapest version of the game. So if you want to buy it, you would definitely want to buy one of those two. And with it, that is the cheapest way to be able to play it. And if you buy the Wii U version, obviously the disc isn't going to work. So you can go to either GameStop, Bricklink, or eBay, or some other website and buy the PS4 version. You should be able to get it for like $4 or $5. It's the toy pad that is typically expensive, and the PS4 version is sold for a lot more than the, I think, PS3 and the Wii U version, although I don't know the exact prices. In fact, the only reason I have the game is because a few years ago at Big Lots, I saw the game for sale there for I think like $20. I bought both the Xbox 360 version for my old 360, but since I also had a few of the DLC packs there, I decided to buy the Wii U version to put it on my PS4, since my 360 wouldn't connect to the internet and I couldn't play any of the DLC on it. And I'm so glad I did because it's such a fun game to have all the different additional content on it. And I've been enjoying playing all of that on the channel. In fact, there's probably been a stream either yesterday or today, since I'm dropping this on Saturday. Not sure if I'm going to get the chance to, but I currently have the Adventure Time DLC, Sonic, Back to the Future, and Goonies. I have the rest of them coming in, but as of the time of recording this, those are the ones I currently have for the story-based ones. And I'm going to go into the cheapest way to get those now. And the cheapest way to buy those is to actually go and get them all from either Bricklink or eBay, but you only buy the toy tags. Because with those, you can get those toy tags, with a few exceptions, for relatively cheap. Typically it'll be around less than $1 for, I think, say more minor ones. For story-based ones, it could go from $1 or two up to $20 for some of them, with those being extremely popular characters like Sonic, Finn, Jake, and the Midway Arcade Gamer. I think they're all around $15 to $20 in the normal price range. But I was able to get everybody besides Sonic, I believe, for $15 or less. And within most of them were $1 or two to maybe 50 cents at the lowest. Although I think some of them could have been like 20 cents. And the other thing you have to do is at least get enough of the toy tags to go and put in the vehicles for these characters. So I'm going to go through all of the story-based ones and how many toy tags you need at a minimum, at least blank ones. Technically, you could use the same two. You'd have one from the starter pack, and you'd need to get at least one more. So if you want to be extremely as cheap as possible, you could technically use two of them, since you only need two of them. Well, actually, you need four of them at the most, because Finn and Jake each have two. So at the minimum, I think you're going to need 4 toy tags that you could just technically keep reusing. But if you want to have each vehicle saved to a unique toy tag, I will tell you exactly how many of those you need, plus the characters you need to play through it. So, to play through the Adventure Time level pack, you need Finn the Human. I think you might need Jake the Dog. I'm not sure about that. But I know you definitely need Finn the Human. And he has 2 different builds with him, which is the Jake Mobile and the Ancient Psychic Tandem War Elephant. But with it, I'm not going to tell all the builds for them. You'll just need 2 toy tags, and that will help you be able to 100% it. I thought you did both Finn and Jake for it, but it looks like Jake is just needed by himself. Although I would definitely recommend having him with Finn. So, it looks like I was wrong. You only need 2 of the toy tags. And going on to continue from that, there is the Back to the Future one. So, With that, you need to get the Marty McFly one. And with that, you will get 2 more of the toy tags to be able to have those vehicles. And I believe the DeLorean for it are needed for some unique puzzles for 100%ing the game. Continuing on, the next level-based one is the Doctor Who one, which is one of the ones I've already played. With that, there's 2 more you need for that. And the TARDIS one is another one you need to be able to 100% it, because the TARDIS is only able to access certain areas. Going on, there is the next one, which is the Fantastic Beast DLC, and with that one, there is 1 more toy tag you need for that one. It also has a little build, but for that one, you don't need the build to do it. It's a cool thing to have, but you don't need it. Moving on to the next one, there is the classic Ghostbusters. I've played through this one also. Also, the Fantastic Beasts ones I've also played through. And for that one, you need another 2. We are currently at 9, unless I haven't miscounted, because I'm literally just doing this off my fingers. And with the Ghostbusters one, you get a level with that. And you need 2 for that one. And the toy tags are pretty cheap. They could be found for, I think, around like 10 cents at the cheapest is what I've paid. For the blue ones, I think a little more expensive for the orange ones. But they should serve the exact same purpose. Going on to Ghostbusters 2016, you need 1 more for their version of the Ecto 1. And I played through that one also. Going on to the next one, there is the main LEGO Dimensions pack, and just to go through that one, you will need the Wild Style, Gandalf, and Batman characters, but I don't think you need the Batmobile. But I'm adding it to the list just to be safe, because I'm not 100% sure if you need that one specifically. But if you have one of the other ones, you may be able to use it temporarily. But I just want to have a list of everything you have so you could have at least a vehicle for all the characters essential to levels. So, yeah, you can have that there. Going on to the next one, there is the Midway Arcade one. And that one needs 2 more, getting us up to 14. Followed by that is the Mission Impossible one. And you know, this is all in alphabetical order, because I'm looking at an alphabetical list of all the packs. And with that one, you need the another 2, getting us to 16, required to just attach it to all the ones needed to complete campaigns. Moving on, there is another one for Portal 2. I played through that one also, including Mission Impossible also. That needs another 2, getting you to 18. There is Sonic the Hedgehog. Still be playing through soon. That gets you to 20. And then there is the Goonies, which has another 2, getting you to 22. Moving on to the Lego Batman movie, there's another one you need, getting you to 23. And then finally for The Simpsons, there's 2 more you need, getting you to 25 minimum required. If you just want to have all the vehicles required to complete levels and not wanting to be using the same different toy tags to be saving onto different ones. With it, I think you need, like, just to complete puzzles and stuff, I believe it's 4 or 5 of them of vehicles you definitely need. You need the TARDIS, the Midway arcade cabinet. I think you need the DeLorean, and there might be like 1 or 2 others that you need for different abilities they have. But I think those 3 are the ones that have specific skills that are locked to them. Oh, and the companion cube. And that gets you to. Those are the ones I think you need that have specific tasks that only they could do. I'm not sure about all the other ones, but with it, I'm going to go through all the characters that you are required to have now. And with some of them, I'm not going to give the specific names, but I'll tell you that it's anyone from the world that it comes from, because none of them are fully required. And this is basically based off a list I found online, and with it, I am not sure if that there is 100% correctness with this because I haven't gone for the 100% yet. But to my knowledge, this is a list that has worked so far and includes mainly correct stuff. There might be a few wrong things, but I'm not 100% sure. So once again, from the starter pack, you're going to need Batman, Gandalf, and Wildstyle. You'll need all 3 of those just to complete the campaign of the game. If you don't have those, you will not be able to complete the campaign. For the Back to the Future one, all you need is Marty McFly. For Portal 2, all you need is the character Chell. I think she's the only one to be related to it at all. For The Simpsons, all you need is Homer Simpson. For Doctor Who, all you need is the Doctor. For Ghostbusters, all you need is Peter Venkman. And for Midway Arcade, all you need is the Game Arcade, which is the only one I think for it. To get into the Jurassic World thing, you could either have Owen or the ACU Trooper. Either one works. It seems none of them have anything unique to them, so you could really get either one. For the Scooby-Doo world, you could either get Scooby or Shaggy from what I've seen. From this it said that you do need Scooby-Doo, although I think that I've seen in some other places that other people could have the same one ability he has. But if you want to be safe, also, since he's more iconic, I would definitely recommend getting Scooby-Doo over Shaggy, although you could get both. But this is just going for the bare minimum, so go with Scooby-Doo. For Legends of Chima, you should get the character called Kragger. He's the crocodile and has ability to collect something called chi underwater. And from what it says on here, it's only unique to him. So he's the one character you have to get to both unlock that world and complete some puzzles. For the Wizard of Oz, you can only get one character, which is the Wicked Witch. And for Ninjago, you could get, I think, anyone that has Spinjitzu. I don't know if one of them has it, but as long as you get, I think, any of the ninjas or the sensei, you should be fine. And it says another one that you need is Slimer, but I think I remember seeing somewhere else that he isn't required. But I'll keep him on the list just in case. Going through more of the stuff. That's everything from the initial waves of it. So they'll all have blue tags. If you're looking at them, everyone from that section will have a blue tag. If you see it with a orange tag saying it's there, it's probably not a reputable seller, and it's probably a scam. Going to these, if these are all orange, they should be. There's a better chance that they're legitimate. Although most of the sellers on there are legitimate, and I'll talk about how to find a legitimate seller on there in only a moment. And for this one, this is everything from the second wave of it. So these will all have, again, orange tags. You need Abby Yates from Ghostbusters 2016. You need Newt from Fantastic Beasts. You need both Robin and Batgirl to play through the Lego Batman movie story pack. I think you also need Batman from the main starter set. I am not 100% sure about that one. We'll see when I play through it. Sometimes they do add in extra playable characters to it. So I'm not sure if you're going to need Batman on the toy pad at the time. But it's not going to hurt. And if you really want to, there's also a red brick in the Lego Batman movie world where it will permanently turn that Batman into Will Arnett's Batman. I'm not sure if it automatically changes him when playing the campaign, but it sounds like it does. So I'm pretty sure he is required to play through that, but we'll just see when I get that entire pack in, because I bought the complete pack for that one since I wanted to have all the different dimension toy base builds. The next one is the Mission Impossible pack. All you need is Ethan Hunt for that one. All you need for the Sonic the Hedgehog one is Sonic. And for both Sonic and Mission Impossible, I think they only have one. The same goes for the Goonies. You need the character Sloth. And I'm interested to see how that one plays, because it's been a while since I've watched the Goonies. But I remember Sloth was not in the entire movie. And I'm guessing just because he's the most iconic ones from the movie and has the most unique design, that's why he was put into it. But I'm interested to see how they play out the movie, since he doesn't actually appear in it until I think like the halfway point. And then for the Harry Potter world, it says you could get any of the figures. I think the cheapest is Hermione. But with it, you could look for prices and if there's characters you like more. Because I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan anymore. I was when I was younger, but I've really grown out of that. I just chose Hermione because I think she was the cheapest one I could find from a seller who was already selling a bunch of other stuff. There is Harry and Voldemort, but I think they're just a little more expensive because they're a lot more iconic. So, yeah, there's that. And then for Gremlins, I don't know the Gremlins names, but you can get either Gremlin. There is the A-Team one, and for that you have to get the only character for it, which is B.A. Baracus. For E.T., again, he has only one character, which is E.T. For Knight Rider, you have to get Michael Knight. And for Lego City Undercover, you have to get Chase McCain, who once again is the only one for it. For Powerpuff Girls, you have to get Bubbles, and she gives a bunch of unique abilities. The one I haven't bought yet because she's a more expensive one, and I'm honestly just going to go with the Hydra Hero for her for now, unless I do see that she's required to do some specific stuff, but I already have access to the Teen Titans Go World, is Raven. This is the one I missed, and I did buy Starfire. But if I have anything that's unique to her that I noticed in the game, I will just go and play as Raven to the Hydra Hero ability, which is just a thing where you could add in heroes. And for some of these, that's why I think a lot of these characters are the ones you need to have it, although I think you could technically get any of them, since you could do this Hydra Hero thing, but that takes it out of your stud count and will make the game last a little longer. So if you want to do that, You could technically choose any of them, although some of them are required, like the ones that have level packs based to them. And yeah, going back to it, there is Beetlejuice required for the Beetlejuice one, and I feel like I missed the Adventure Time one. I'm not really sure, just going to go back to it. And that one you require both Finn and Jake. And yeah, for all of them, they are all the characters you need. With it, I'd say most of them are pretty cheap, where I'd say a good amount of them are probably under $1. Another good amount are probably around the $1 to $3 price range. And there's like a few of them that are a little more expensive, but if you look in the correct places, you'll be able to go and find them for a cheaper price, but they're still really expensive in terms of the other ones. And it's going to be extremely expensive if you want to get the complete packs because there's some unique prints to them and some unique minifigures. And if you have those unique minifigures like Finn, Jake, and some of the other ones that haven't really been released in other LEGO sets, I think those characters could go up for $40 to $50. So they'll be adding on an additional price. While the toy tags are a lot cheaper, you're not going to have any of the characters. And the best way to see if a site is reputable, specifically the seller, because Bricklink is probably one of the safest things to do, so is eBay. And with them, you want to take a look at the seller's ratings and reviews if they have it generally in the upper 90s. That means it's really good. There's going to always be the one customer who has a bad experience and they will leave a negative review or something out of their hands will happen. So if it's in like the mid to low 90s, I would look through some of the reviews and just see what people are saying. But yeah, if it's generally in the 90s, that's considered definitely a safe seller. Most of them will say they have money back guarantees, and with it, it's as long as there's actually a problem, and that helps a lot. So with that, I would just take a look into that and make sure the sellers are reputable. But also, Bricklink is probably the easiest to find these on because you could find them for the cheapest prices on there since they'll have a list when you look at the specific toy tag. And from that seller, they'll probably have other ones that are cheap. So with that, you could use that to go and get more. And that's the main way it works. Although there are some things that you may have to change around, and with that, they do charge for. They generally always charge for shipping on Bricklink, and depending on the eBay seller, I'd say it's like 50-50. But it's generally not too much for Bricklink, and it's usually just a few dollars more, unless you want more advanced shipping. Also, if you're doing it on Bricklink, I think you need a PayPal account, so you have to set up one of those. But yeah, besides that, that's really everything you need to go and try and 100% play LEGO Dimensions. And wow, this video is a lot longer than I thought. But with it, I just want to make sure you know everything you need to do to be able to play this game, and it includes a full list. And I'll probably include just maybe a shorter version of it. Actually, I think this is just going to be good to have for a full version, just to know everything you need, every character, every pack you need to 100% it. If you want to, you can look up lists and everything, but I wanted this on here so you knew probably the cheapest and the best ways to do it. But yeah, honestly, I want to know what you think. This is a long list, but I think it's a worthy video to have. So please let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.